What is going on, Perform24 family? Hope you guys are crushing it. Today we're going to be talking about the 5 elements to a perfect program, okay? A perfect training program. Now, there is like this rule of thumb or this phrase or this cliche in the strength and conditioning world that says there is no perfect program. I might agree with that. I might disagree. I might push back just a little bit. But today we're going to be talking about those 5 elements that I believe make up a perfect program. All right. If we have not met yet, my name is Levi. In 2014, I started a gym in South Tampa, Florida called Perform24, and I still run that today. Okay, that's my everyday job. That's my livelihood. All right, that's how I make money. Okay, I make YouTube videos in my garage with my internet friends, just kind of on the side. And today I decided that we would talk about these elements. Okay, so I wanted to make this video for 2 reasons. One, for me. Okay, this is what I do, and sometimes I like to just kind of like capture my thought processes in a YouTube video and put that out. So whether or not I have a timestamp on that or something like that, or it's just available, right? So it's available for the world to see. But then 2, for you, okay? I think a lot of people, whether you're training with me or not, are getting training online more and more and more, or they're doing remote training more and more and more. And there are a lot of great programs out there. But I wanted to kind of create like a list that you could throw a potential program against, and just kind of like to see if it sticks or not, okay? So I just wanted to kind of build like a framework sounding board for you to use if you are considering either hiring a trainer and going and training with them in person, or if you're gonna buy an online program, okay? So if the program that you're looking for has these 5 elements, it'll probably be a very effective program for you. Okay, so let's dive into this. This is 5 elements of a perfect training program. Okay, element number 1 to a perfect program is a clear objective, outcome, or goal, okay? So programs can produce different results. You wanna make sure that you are choosing and following a program that matches the results that you are looking for, right? If you're trying to build a little bit of muscle mass and you're following a program that's gonna prepare you for a half marathon, that does not fit, okay? That is not a perfect program for you. So you wanna make sure that the goals of the program and the objectives and the results produced by the program line up with your goals. Element number 2 of a perfect program is adherence or compliance. And I'll even throw in the word logistics on this one. So this is something that I deal with on an everyday basis, okay? I could write you the perfect program, but if you don't follow it, then it's not perfect, right? So it has to fit your lifestyle. It has to fit the time that you have available to train, okay? And we'll talk about kind of an exception here at the end here, but the program needs to be something that you can realistically follow, okay? If you're following a program that is prepared to get you ready for like BUDS, like Navy SEAL training, and it's gonna require you to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and you've got 2 little kids and a full-time job, like that's not a realistic training program for you, okay? So you need to be following a program that you can stick to. I don't care if you're training 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 times a week with me, like my clients, I don't care how frequently they're training with me, as long as I know that up front, right? I can write a very effective program for somebody that's coming into me twice a week if I know that they're gonna be in twice a week, okay? If they tell me they're gonna be in 4 times a week and then they only show up twice, that is not a perfect program for them, okay? So make sure that you can stick to the program that you are following. All right, element number 3 to a perfect program is relevance. Relevance twofold, okay? 1 is difficulty level and like your experience level, and then 2 is equipment. And if you are looking to follow an online program, this is going to be very, very important, okay? I do program for people remotely, and the biggest thing that I'm always like double checking with them is their equipment list. I need to make sure that I know exactly what they have access to. Like here in the garage, when I'm programming for my wife, at the gym, I use sleds all the time. I really incorporate sled training. We do not have a sled here, so I cannot write a program that heavily relies on a sled, okay? I need to make sure that I'm using equipment that my wife has available to use every single day, okay? So make sure that the relevance matches up to your experience level, and make sure that it's relevant with an equipment list. Like if you're following, again, some type of crazy program that requires you to get in a pool 3 times a week and you don't even know where you would get a pool or something like that, like that's not a good program, right? You need to find something that fits the equipment that you have access to. Element number 4 to a perfect program is progression. Okay, we need to know where we're starting on day 1. We have already established that we need to know those goals, and we need to figure out how day 1 relates to day 2, relates to week 3, relates to week 6, relates to the final day of that program. Okay, this is where like I kind of come at CrossFit just a little bit. What you're doing on your Monday workout in your CrossFit training program may not have any relationship whatsoever to what you're doing on Thursday, okay? I do not think that that is an effective way to program. Just kind of like throwing all your exercise variations into like a shaker bottle and shaking it out and then throwing it at the wall every day. That's not an effective way to train, okay? Just throwing down a quick little workout on your notes folder as you're walking into the gym, that's not an effective way to train. That's probably not going to produce a perfect program, okay? You need to have some type of progression, whether that's like kind of technique or like a technical progression throughout the training or a load progression throughout the training program, volume element throughout your training program. There needs to be some type of progression from day 1 to the last day. And then finally, element number 5 to a perfect program is margin and flexibility, okay? And so this is kind of where that exception to your adherence comes into play. Margin should be kind of built into the program, or it should be well communicated what that margin is, okay? So if you miss a workout, how do we figure that out, okay? Is there a built-in makeup day? Do you just skip that day and move on and you just miss that training day and now you're, if you miss day 3, the next day you're just jumping straight to day 4 and day 3 is just gone? Or is it one of those things that's super strict where if you miss day 3, the program's over, you didn't do it, you're out basically. All of these different ways can work. I personally like to have like built-in flexibility, okay? So, if we're training 4 days a week, typically I'll have somebody train Monday, Tuesday, we'll take Wednesday off, train again Thursday, Friday, take the weekend off. That program already has a built-in makeup day available to us on Wednesday and on Saturday and Sunday if we need that, okay? That's just an example. But what do you do if something comes up? Because we live busy lives and things inevitably come up. So what do we do when that situation happens? There needs to be built-in or at least well-communicated flexibility in the training program. Okay, that's going to wrap up today's video. If you guys like videos like this that are a little bit more macro and they're kind of like zooming out a little bit from like a typical training video or training content, we're not talking about individual exercises or individual training sessions. We're kind of talking about the programming side. Please let me know because I could nerd out about this stuff for a very long time. All right, that's going to wrap up today's video. If you do like this, give it a thumbs up. Send me a question in the comments. Subscribe if you really liked it. I always appreciate that. But that's going to wrap up today's video. As always, train hard, live full. Catch you in the next one.